Welcome to SYN Shop Talk.
We made it to episode 2, and thanks for those who've actually watched and already given us feedback. If you didn't catch the first episode, you can see that on synshoptalk.com. And again, we're always looking for kind of ways that we can improve, and we're quite new to this, so we love receiving feedback. So give it a watch and let us know what you think. We won't cry if you give us some constructive criticism, and thanks again for your support. So what have we got going on this episode?
Well, we just got back from Maker Faire. We shot a bunch of footage over there, and we also talked to Sarah and Krux, who went with us. We talked about kind of the best parts of the show, what we saw, what we bought, and yeah.
I bought a lot of things there. I don't know about you.
I bought a few things.
Yeah. Cool. And we also have our Maker of the Month, and this month it's Nate Bryant. He's one of our founding members of SYN Shop, and he's a pretty prolific maker here, and he's always got a bunch of different things going on. So we got him to bring in a bunch of his stuff that he's working on, and he'll be taking us through all the things he learned about it. And he's a teacher as well. He teaches a lot of classes here, so we'll also be finding out what he's going to be teaching soon.
Awesome. Well, let's take a look at our adventures at Maker Faire. Maker Faire happens every year in San Mateo and is like a big show and tell for makers. We attended Maker Faire together with Krux and Sarah from SYN Shop. This year there were over 900 exhibitors and tons of speakers like Adam Savage of Mythbusters and Brooke Drum, creator of the PrinterBot series of 3D printers. That number doesn't include the walking exhibits, as many people show up in costume wearing their cool inventions. Among those were Krux and Sarah, who attracted quite a bit of attention with their flashy goggles. We're here at Maker Faire in San Mateo with Susan and Krux and Sarah, and we just finished day 1. We're in the middle of day 2, and we wanted to talk about kind of our experience here, what we saw, what was awesome. What's the best thing you guys saw?
I think the best thing that I saw is there was these giant, kind of like a mech sphere thing with, what's the walker system? I can't remember.
It's like a Theo Jensen walker.
Yeah, a Theo Jensen walker. And
but it was metal.
It was metal and giant, and I wanted to take it home and cuddle it and name him George. So that's like one of the cooler things I saw. But I mean, there's just, you're overloaded by all the interesting things that people are doing.
I got to see a lot of awesome things. I was taken in because the first thing that I saw upon getting to Maker Faire were the giant Wallies. And I love the Wally robot, and they were moving around and looking at people and making cute sounds, which was amazing. And then I got to see the Keep On, the little yellow squishy dancing robot, which I'm also in love with, and that was cool. And I got to try on the Emotive Epoch headset, which is the EED I'm looking into getting, and I got to try that on and actually ask some questions to some people about how it worked.
That's for your Delta Robot project, right? Was it Light Play?
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite things was there's a giant robot hand. It's pretty massive, and the way you control it is by putting your hand into an armature, and the robot hand just mimics you, and you can use it to pick up cars and crush things, and just really impressive. Between that and just I really enjoy looking at the bazaar and all the different products they have there.
Of course, I really like the 3D printing aisle, but that's kind of expected from me. The other two things I really liked were actually outside. The life-size mousetrap. So someone has actually went and gone to the trouble of creating a life-size mousetrap based on that Milton Bradley board game. And it uses a bowling ball as the actual ball, whereas normally it was like a little metal ball bearing. So that was really impressive, and we got to see the demo of that. And instead of like the little cage that kind of rickets down and catches the mouse, they actually had a giant safe, and it would slam down on top of a car from a crane, which was really cool. The other thing I really liked was there was a car that was covered in undersea like water life. It was like electronic like Billy Bass fish and some lobsters and things like that, and they all sung in unison and they did almost like a stage show, and I thought that was pretty amazing too. I'm hoping to get some footage of that later.
What was your must-do thing for today?
I actually really want to go and speak to Brook Drum because he basically invented the Printerbot Junior that I use at home. So I kind of want to go and say hi to him and have a chat to him about his process. How about you?
Got to see a little bit of Adam Savage, so that was cool. Need to go talk to the Western Pyrotechnics Association. They may or may not be at Maker Faire Vegas next year. And then I want to buy all the things today.
Yes.
My goal today is to try and get into that cage. What's it called? Architect? When Architect does their performance, hopefully towards the end, if there aren't a whole lot of people left, I want to get in front of the stage and be really obnoxious and see if I can conquer my fear of being shocked to death. And
I think if you wear your goggles in the dark, they'll make a beeline for you, so that could be intense.
Oh yeah.
I'll even dance, whatever.
Make sure
it
to be
takes.
up front and the goggles be.
Yeah, I can wave your arms.
You can pick me up too. Like I can sit on your shoulders and flail around.
Yes.
Yes. They'll have
Just trying to see all that I can see. I mean, there's so much here. It's impossible to see everything. I mean, just walking through the main area, you'll point in the distance. All right, I want to go to that. And you'll be walking and you'll be on the complete opposite corner, nowhere near where you were trying to go, because you'll see something shiny and you'll just wander off randomly. And you end up missing a ton of things. But
Very true.
What have you bought?
I typically don't buy a whole lot of things here. I'll go through and I'll see things that they made and they're for sale, and it's like, oh yeah, I could totally make that. And then I'll go home and not make it. Bought a couple stickers because I figured, well, I could make those, but those are awesome and they're like $2. And,
What did they say?
there's one warning lasers are awesome. I'm going to put on the laser cutter, and then the other one, warning this device contains atoms.
I've just been collecting stickers and buttons and stuff. Anything that's free and I can stick on the back of something, I'm collecting those and putting them in my pocket. So hopefully I'll have all of them by the time I leave.
What did I buy? A wallet from the crafts area. I can pull out.
Yeah, you should show it.
Made out of a little recycled book. Thought it was kind of cool. Flips open. Magic wallet. I bought a pillow in the shape of a Shiba, because that's my dog, and I bought an Arduino shield for video experimentation. I think that's it so far. I'll probably have more by the end of the day.
I bought way too many things, but I'm pretty pleased with my purchases. I bought like a tiny, I think it's called Tiny Arduino, and it's actually a little circular Arduino, and it has lots of little piggybacking shields. I kind of want to do that for the watch project that I'm working on. I also bought a hoodie and some jewelry and a headband. What else did I buy? I bought a patch, and it says like Machine of Death or something like that, so I kind of want to put that in my bag.
Which is a book, I think. It's like a
Yeah,
selection
it was
for
like a
stories.
comic book that one of the artists made, and the patch was super cool looking. And I just kind of been collecting stickers as well, like everybody else, and trying to take cards of all the hackerspaces around America as well, just so that we know who everyone is and we can network.
What was the first Maker Faire that you went to?
This is my fourth, so 4 years ago.
Has it changed much since the first?
There's a lot more people. There's more commercialism. Like you go in there and there's like PC vendors and like
Soldering
NVIDIA.
sponsored by Radio Shack.
There's still the main focus is makers and people making things and people doing cool stuff. And most of the people here get that. I mean, you do get a lot of questions like people come up to me, it's like, where did you buy those goggles? It's like, well, we made these goggles. We're makers, we came here, and that's what.
Susan?
This is my first Maker Faire, so I'm really excited to be here. And yeah, we still have half a day left, so I'm really excited just to see what else we discover that we missed yesterday.
And this is my second Maker Faire, but last year I went as a vendor, so this year's been way more fun because I have more than 3 hours across 2 days to see everything. Cool. Thanks, everyone. Let's go out there and see some more stuff.
So this was our first Maker Faire experience for both of us. There was a mini Maker Faire in Melbourne, but I'd actually just moved away at that time, so I missed out on that. And last time Pawel was at a Maker Faire, he was actually one of the vendor booths, so he didn't really get a chance to walk around either.
It was pretty busy. Yeah, we had a booth with Zappos and we did a Connect hack. It was a lot of fun, but I probably got about 2 hours to actually see what everybody else was up to, and the rest of the time was just manning the booth. And then we did a Las Vegas mini Maker Faire in February of this year. That was super busy because we were organizing, so we enjoyed it a lot, but it was not the same as walking around and seeing somebody else's show. So yeah, this was a lot of fun.
It was a blast.
Yeah.
Next up, we talked to Nate Bryant about his multiple projects that he's working on at SYN Shop. I'm here today with Nate, and he's a founding member of SYN Shop, and we're going to talk about the huge number of projects that he's actually worked on. So Nate, first of all, tell me a little bit about yourself.
I guess I grew up outside of Houston a little bit. I'm from Texas originally, and I was in Austin for about 7 years. I went to school there, and I moved here 8 years ago or so, and I moved out here to be a hydrologist, but I've been doing stuff with SYN Shop for about 2 years now, 2.5, so yeah.
Very cool. So you've kind of been at SYN Shop since the beginning, so you're one of the founding members. So,
yeah.
You know, and you organized this space here. We're actually in the danger room right now.
Danger room.
So tell first of all, tell me a little bit about like what you've been working on in the danger room and the progress of it and everything.
Just different random stuff, trying to get tools ready for people to use. So picking up bits and pieces at yard sales and estate sales, like a bandsaw, and helping to get storage up and sound dampening up, and yeah, just picking up stuff to make it into a place where people can get work done.
What's the next thing that you're going to put in the danger room, or what are you working on right now?
Right now we've got a table saw and a router, and Bill drafted up a piece of, basically a cabinet to put those in, and which makes it a little easier to work with, and I've been doing some of the joints on that and stuff, so pretty soon we're going to have something that we can cut out on the ShopBot to build. So.
Very cool, very cool. Cool, so I'm going to pick from one of your projects first, because you have a lot of them. This is kind of intriguing me the most though. This is what I understand is tell me about what this is.
This is a tensegrity tower.
A tensegrity tower. Okay,
yeah.
So what's a tensegrity tower?
So I got a Make magazine probably back in 2006. It was one of the first ones I got, and they had a project that was a tensegrity tower. So it is a tower where you have struts and tendons, and the struts, tensegrity is short for tensile integrity, and basically none of the struts touch. It's all held up by tensile strength, and you have, it's a combination of support, compressive, tension strength, and you have a structure that you have solid pieces that kind of float on wires. So.
So this is a hexapod bot. What is a hexapod bot?
So it is a 6-legged robot, and it has a dual tripod gate. So it's got this set of center legs here. There's 3 servos, and it sort of forms a tripod and moves the other tripod, the other set of legs forward. I can actually do a demonstration.
Yeah, let's do a demo.
So it need to reset it. Turn it on.
Oh wow.
Oh,
okay.
It's turning right now. So
okay.
Yeah.
So it articulates in a kind of a pattern formation.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I made this with balsa wood. I sort of drafted the whole thing up in SketchUp, and this was before we had the shop, actually, a little bit before, and so I ended up printing stuff out on paper and then cutting it out with an X-Acto knife. And now if I'm going to do something like this, it would be a lot easier to do on the laser cutter. So you could just stick your sheet of balsa wood in and have it cut. It would save me a few hours.
I imagine. What's the next project?
We've got this board for a shop project, actually.
Okay. So this is...
It is the controller board for a vending machine. So we got an old cigarette vending machine off Craigslist, and it took coins, but we want to sell electronics kits in it. So we poked around it a bit to see how it works, and I basically put together something that splices into the existing wiring harness.
Okay.
And uses a bunch of relays. They're all 24-volt AC motors, and So so it uses relays instead of the original control board, and then we've got a Raspberry Pi over here to actually run everything.
Very
so
cool.
we can hook it up to the internet and take credit cards and things like that.
So the end goal is like, what do we want to offer to our members through this vending machine? What kind of items do we want?
Probably basic electronics things, maybe project kits that members put together, or kits that we do for classes and stuff too. Would be nice.
What's the next thing you want to show me?
I'll show off. So we're doing I've been working on putting together a kit for a bike light class, and
Right.
it started with this. Mike got this is kind of an old housing from a bike light that I got, I don't know, probably 10 years ago or so. I used to have a halogen bulb in it, and LEDs have gotten a lot cheaper and a lot better. So I retrofitted it with a little aluminum housing for an LED, and there's it's probably about the equivalent of a 50-watt light bulb in there that takes 3 watts of LED power. And then a hobbyist lithium-ion battery from Hong Kong.
So among the many classes that you hold a laser cutting class in particular.
Yeah.
There's a project right here that you kind of take people through building. So this here, explain what this is. And
So
very
that
cool.
is my cell phone, and I needed a stand for my desk. So I used SketchUp to design kind of a stand that you piece together, and I used cardboard because by the time I actually had access to a laser cutter to build it. My phone was already kind of old, and I figured I probably wouldn't have the phone that much longer. So you use SketchUp to design a cradle for your phone, and I don't know. I've also got this bike holder for a tablet. I was playing Ingress for a little bit when it first came out, which is a location-based game. It uses your GPS in your phone or your tablet, and you go around to different places and do things. So yeah, I put together a little stand for to mount my tablet on my handlebars. But so the class, I guess, is it's a SketchUp for laser design. So you kind of go over. It's kind of an intro to SketchUp class, so it's a good way to get familiar with SketchUp and some different techniques you can use to help make modeling objects that have multiple parts easier. And then
So there's a boat motor over there.
Yeah.
You should explain that to me. We'll go over there.
So I've got the little sailboat. It's like a 16-foot sailboat, and I didn't want to have a gas motor on there because mainly I sail on it, and gas motors are kind of noisy. So I built sort of an electric. I got a trolling motor off the shelf, and then I needed a way to control it, and the way they're controlled by default, it's not very efficient. So I put together a different controller that used it actually came as a kit. It uses PWM for the basically to turn the motor off and on really quick. And then I've got a pretty big battery bank too, but that's big and heavy, and it's not nearly as energy dense as something like gasoline. So and I have a big sail on the boat, so there's a lot of energy there. So I thought it would be cool to be able to recharge my batteries when there's wind. So a motor is basically the same thing as a generator. It's the same thing mechanically. It's just whether you're putting power in or pulling power out. And so I've been working on a little controller box basically to turn the motor into a generator and to be able to recharge the batteries while there's wind and while I'm sailing. So, yeah.
Very cool.
Well, that was really cool. Nate and people like him are a big part of what makes SYN Shop the awesome community that it is.
Very much so. Thanks for watching this episode of SYN Shop Talk. What have we got coming up next time?
I think we're both doing a bit of traveling. I'll be going to Japan in the next couple weeks. Hopefully I get some footage of a Japanese hackerspace, or two, we'll see. And you're going to Minneapolis, among other places, to the
IO Festival.
Festival.
So IO Festival is a very cool place where a bunch of basically data geeks converge, and we look at trying to create art with data. So I'm actually really excited to bring my experiences back for the next episode.
Awesome. I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching.
Oh, my secret wish that in another parallel universe I'm married to Sarah. How's it going, Pawel? Is it working yet?
Pretty good.